Alright, I'm recording. Whenever you're ready.
Oh, you jerk.
Should I wait?
No, that's fine. Alright, this is John Ashbery's self-portrait in a convex mirror. Just to let you guys know, I'm kind of testing the performance aspect of poetry of different methods. So, just keep that in mind. As Parmigiano did it, the right hand bigger than the head, thrust at the viewer and swerving easily away, as though to protect what it advertises. A few leaded panes, old beams, fur, pleated muslin, a coral ring run together in a movement supporting the face, which swims toward and away like the hand, except that it is in repose. It is what is sequestered. Vasari says, Francesco one day set himself to take his own portrait, looking at himself for that purpose in a convex mirror, such as used by barbers. He accordingly caused a ball of wool to be made by a turner, and having divided it in half, brought it to the size of a mirror, and with great art set to copy all he saw in the glass. Chiefly his reflection, of which the portrait is the reflection once removed. The glass chose to reflect only what he saw, which was enough for his purpose, his image glazed and bulk projected at a 180-degree angle. The time of day or the density of the light adhering to the face keeps it lively and intact in a recurring wave of arrival. The soul establishes itself. But how far can it swim out through the eyes and still return safely to its nest? The surface of the mirror being convex, the distance increases significantly. That is, enough to make the point that the soul is a captive, treated humanely, kept in suspension, unable to advance much farther than your look as it intercepts the picture. Pope Clement and his court were stupefied by it, according to Vasari, and promised a commission that never materialized. The soul has to stay where it is. Even though restless, hearing raindrops at the pane, the sighing of autumn leaves thrashed by the wind, longing to be free outside, but it must stay posing in this place. It must move as little as possible. This is what the portrait says. But there is in that gaze a combination of tenderness, amusement, and regret, so powerful in its restraint that one cannot look for long. The secret is too plain. The pity of its smarts makes hot tears spurt, that the soul is not a soul, has no secret, is small, and it fits its hollow perfectly. Its room, our moment of attention, that is the tune, but there are no words. The words are only speculation. From the Latin, mirror. They seek and cannot find the meaning of the music. We see only postures of the dream, riders of the motion that swings the face and the view under evening skies, with no false disarray as proof of authenticity, but it is life englobed. One would like to stick out one's hand out of the globe, but its dimension, what carries it, will not allow. No doubt it is this, not the reflex to hide something, which makes the hand loom large as it retreats slightly. There is no way to build it flat like a section of a wall. It must join the segment of a circle, roving back to the body of which it seems so unlikely a part. To fence in and shore up the face, on which the effort of this condition reads like a pinpoint of a smile. A spark or star one is not sure of having seen as darkness resumes. A perverse light whose imperative of subtlety dooms in advance its conceit to light up. Unimportant, but meant. Francesco, your hand is big enough to wreck the sphere, and too big. One would think to weave delicate meshes that only further argue its further detention. Big, but not coarse, merely on another scale, like a dozing whale on the sea bottom in relation to the tiny, self-important ship on the surface. But your eyes proclaim that everything is surface. The surface is what's there, and nothing can exist except what's there. There are no recesses in the room, only alcoves, and the window doesn't matter much. Or that sliver of window or mirror on the right, even as a gauge of the weather, which in French is le temps, the word for time, which follows a course wherein changes are merely features of a whole. The whole is stable within instability, a globe like ours resting on a pedestal of vacuum, a ping-pong ball secure on its jet of water, and just as there are no words for the surface, that is, no words to say what it really is, that it is not superficial but a visible core, then there is no way out of the problem of pathos versus experience. You will stay on, restive, serene in your gesture which is neither embrace nor warning, but which holds something of both in pure affirmation that doesn't affirm anything. The balloon pops, the attention turns dully away. Clouds in the puddle stir up into sawtooth fragments. I think of the friends who came to see me, of what yesterday was like. a peculiar slant of memory that intrudes on the dreaming model in the silence of the studio as he considers lifting the pencil to the self-portrait. How many people came and stayed a certain time, uttered light or dark speech that became part of him, like light behind wind-blown fog and sand, filtered and influenced by it until no part remains that is surely you. Those voices in the dusk have told you all, and still the tale goes on, in the form of memories deposited in irregular clumps of crystals, whose curved hand controls Francesco, the turning seasons and the thoughts that peel off and fly away at breathless speeds like the last stubborn leaf ripped from wet branches. I see in this the only chaos of your round mirror, which organizes everything around the pole star of your eyes, which are empty. Know nothing, dream but reveal nothing. I know the carousel starting slowly and going faster and faster. Desks, papers, books, photographs of friends, the window and the trees merging in one neutral band that surrounds me on all sides, everywhere I look, and I cannot explain the action of leveling, why it should all boil down to one uniform substance, a magma of interiors. My guide in these matters is yourself. Firm, oblique, accepting everything with the same wraith of a smile, and as time speeds up, so that it is soon much later, I can only know the straight way out, the distance between us. Long ago, the strewn evidence meant something. The small accidents and pleasures of the day as you move gracelessly on, a housewife doing chores. Impossible now to restore these properties in the silver blur that is the record of what you accomplished by sitting down, with great art to copy all that you saw in the books, so as to perfect and rule out the extraneous forever. In the circle of your intentions, certain spars remain that perpetuate the enchantment of self with self. I-beams, muslin, coral. It doesn't matter because these are things as they are today, before one's shadow ever grew out of the field into the thoughts of tomorrow. I'll save you guys there.
Alright, yeah, I was going to say.